This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so what is selenium? That is a first question which you will have in your mind. Now, if you look at this, the testing domain, okay, we have a different types of testing. Okay, there's a one thing which is called unit testing, correct? And
Yes,
then we have functional testing.
correct.
Now we have um, performance testing.
Right.
There are many other testings also. I'm not teaching you all this stuff, what is testing and all stuff like that. But I'm teaching you some of the tools today. Why do we need to know these tools? Because of we want to get comfortable with the CI/CD, and for that integration is required. So for that you need to understand how those tool works actually. So here I'll use in as part of the CI/CD unit testing, which I might have used it and showed you the demo with the GUnit with Maven. Now functional testing we will do with the Selenium,
No,
and then performance.
you did not share unit testing with Maven.
No, we did it actually. Uh, did you run this command ambient test?
No, sir, we did not cover JUnit.
No, I'm saying like did we cover this ambient test?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was calling the JUnit test cases.
Okay.
So we need to know only that integration. For example, we need to know first of all how to trigger that JUnit, and this is the command, and how to see the test results. Okay, that is the things, and the same information we will use in the CI/CD, which is in Jenkins. Got it?
Okay, sir.
So when you call this Maven test, basically it called the JUnit. Do you remember that directory structure in the Java project which was having main and test, correct?
Yes.
That was a test was a JUnit collection of JUnit test cases. Okay,
Oh, okay.
now how to write a JUnit test cases, that I'm not covering right now because for that you need to learn Java programming language and all. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's focus on functional testing and performance testing. So functional testing, which we do through Selenium, and JME performance testing, we have so many other tools also. I'm teaching you JMeter. So now, why do we need to learn testing tool? So simple reason, integration with Jenkins or any other CI tool. For us, we are using Jenkins. So let's say if someone will ask you, hey, integrate all the testing tool with Jenkins, then you should know what is a JUnit at high level, Selenium and JMeter. Then only you will be able to integrate effectively. Getting more points?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now the question is, what is Selenium? So this is a functional test tool. Okay, testing tool. Now this is again open source and free. Okay. Now here support many languages. That means if you want Selenium to be used in Java, yes. C Sharp, yes. Uh, you want to use in JavaScript, yes. If you want to use in Python or some other language, yes. So supports many languages what we have. Now, important thing is this is a web based application testing tool. That means this is creating a testing for web applications.
Okay.
It's you cannot do the testing using Selenium. You cannot do the testing for console based application. So
Okay.
what is a web based applications? web-based applications which you can access through the web browser. Okay, console-based applications just like a notepad which you see is a console, or MS Word is a console-based software. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is for testing. Now then you'll ask, okay, if it is a web-based uh, testing tool, then which browser it supports? Almost all browsers it supports. Okay. So why we use Selenium? Because of functional testing and some of the characteristics what we have. Now, if you go to the website here, this is the website selenium.dev. Little bit of change, I see that here. Okay. So yeah, see here, Selenium automates browser. That's a very simple statement. That means any application which you test. Let's say if I develop one website, okay, and then I'll ask you to be, uh, you know, uh, I'll ask you to test it. Then how do you test it? You will go and test it through the different browser, right?
Correct.
Correct. So that manual work you do one time. Maybe tomorrow also I'll say one more time you do that. But if I say that you have to test the website on a daily basis, then you'll get frustrated saying that, oh, okay, I'm doing the same step again and again. And in that case, that things you can automate through Selenium. That means you don't have to do website testing again and again, and you can get it done. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Selenium. Now here we have three components of Selenium. What are the components we have? So we have a component which is called IDE, and then we have a component that is called WebDriver. Understand this is very understanding is more important than doing it. IDE, and then WebDriver, and then we have one is called server, or we can also call grid. Okay, so these are the three software which we have in Selenium. Okay, so what is ID? So see, in this component what you do, I'll put it in this way. This is a nothing but a plugin or extension or add-ons of
Okay.
what browsers. So that means you have to install this ID, Selenium ID. You have to install where? Browser. Why I said plugin? Because you have a multiple browser, right? You have Mozilla, we have Chrome, we have Edge, right? So multiple browser, they call it multiple things. Like some browser they call it add-ons, some browser they call it extension, some browser they call it plugins. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So what you have to do? You have to install it. Now after installing it, what you'll do? So you can record, mind it here. You can record your browsing session and run it as many times. Simple. I'm putting in a very simple way. Many times you want. Simple. That means, let's say I will ask you to go and test one website. Okay. So uh, let's say this website you have to test rajeshkumar.xyz, and I want you to see that website, okay, and see that if this content is there or not. If this content is there, that means test cases is passed. If this content is not there on the website, is not loaded 200 response code, then test cases fail. Simple. correct now?
Yes, sir.
So this kind of things. So you will go and first using ID, what will happen? You will go to the browser website and see the content, and if the content is pass, fail, whatever it is, and then get it done. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there is a one concept which you need to understand in IDs, and that is called Selenium. What is Selenium? I think spelling mistake. I'll do that. I'll just copy it. Selenium, Selenium, na? Like this one. Selenium. Yeah. So what is a Selenium? So Selenium, you have few things which I want to show you. I don't know to use PPT now. So let's use the image, and yeah, huh. This is a very complicated one. Uh, yeah, I think this is a good one. Uh, let's use the PPT. Uh, Not immediately some good content I'm getting. So you have a Selenium. Now the question is, what is Selenium? So let me discuss that one. Hmm. Hmm. So Selenium is nothing but something which you do on the pages. Let's say you go to the pages, correct? So you
Mm-hmm.
do something. So Selenium is basically have a consist of three types of Selenium. Selenium is basically something which you can say what to do on the pages when you browse any website using browser, what to do. So we have divided that part, and we call it a Selenium in Selenium with ID, and one is called action, another one is called SSS, and third one is called assertions. Okay, so let me copy these three things, and here we call it action, and then assertions, and then assessors, and then assertions. So now question is, what is action, what is assessors, what is assertions? Assertions. So action is something, see, when you go to the website, don't you click, let's say I go to this website, I click on education, I go to experience, you have a menus, or you click, or you select, or you hover, or you right click, or something like that, you do activities, right? Correct now?
Yes, sir.
So that is called actions. Example, click. Now what is assessors? So I'll tell you in a simple way. Whenever you load any website through the browsing session in ID, so all this website return this code. Where is this code? View code, we have it here. View source. This code. Okay, so this code, they return this code and stored in the memories. Okay, and with certain variables that you call assessors. Assessor means storing output of actions. Got it? Or browser, you can say like pages. Got it? So
Yes, sir.
whatever that assessors you have, you store it here. Now what is assertions? Assertion means asserting something. Assertions also three types of it. First, let's understand what is assertion. So assertion is basically checking that this page you have this content in title. Where is the title? Let's look at this. So title is here. So we'll check this title is there or not there. When you browse website, this title is there, or some content of that page which I said this is there or not, this is there or not, something like that. You'll check that. So how do you check that? This is through assertions. Assertions also three types. So which are the type? Assertions are, let me so assertions are assert, verify, and wait for. These are the assertions which we have. Now we'll say these are the way to verify your page, whether the right page is coming or not coming. Okay, so these are the three type. So what is this assert? So assert, basically what will happen, when any, let's say you have hundreds of test cases. So when you use assert to assertion something, to verify something, so if this fails, then your whole test is aborted. Okay, but when you
Okay.
use the verify, then this test will continue even though that is failed, this assertion is failed. And wait for assertions will help you to wait for some conditions to become true, and then it start running. So these are the three types of assertions which we have. So in a simple way, how to test website? Answer is Selenium. In Selenium, do you want to test, do you want to record the browsing session and run it as many times? Yes. Then what should you do? ID. Okay, you should use ID. In ID, what are the things which we need to understand? So we need to understand Selenium. What is Selenium? Selenium, we have action, assessors, and assertions. Okay, and that's all. You can put it up ID and start testing the software. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'll show you the demo for it. So let's go for any browser as such, and this is the browser. Uh, you'll go for new private window, and here I will go, and here we call it what? Here we call it add-ons, and here extensions. And I have to install the IDs, Selenium ID. Did we
Correct.
have it? So I
No.
think I installed it actually, but right now cannot see that. So I have to install it. So Selenium, this is the one ID. Okay. So now here this is adding to Firefox. Okay, add it. Done. Now this ID I installed it. Now I'll just go and close this session. One more sessions open up, and here this ID, you can see my cursor. Here it
Correct.
is. So now what I'll do, I'll click on this, and here you have create a new project, close it, existing, and record a new test, and you can do the first one, but I'll show you step by step. So create a new project. Name of the project is Rajesh Kumar dot xyg. Okay, and click OK. So this is the project name, and here you can see that. Just scroll a little bit better. Here it is. So now here you can see the save button, open button, new projects. This is important. Run all test, run one single test. Here you can start the recording session, and any test you will have it. You can create here test, suite, or execute also. So you can rename the test if you want. Rename this check Rajesh. Check Rajesh Kumar dot xyg. xyg. Rename. This is the one test. So, and here you see the command, this command which I said, no actions. Here you will run on the command target on website and with a value. Here command target value. This is Selenium, okay? And this downside somewhere logs and all, you can see that. So this is the ID, okay? And you to save, if you want to save it, This is the side extension will be created. Okay, so now let's get started. So what is the website we decided to test? We decided to test this website. Okay, look at my screen very carefully. So where is id? So let's start the recording. Which website? This website. Start recording. So see, it's opening that website. So this website will be open and the recording is going on. Whatever you're doing it, recording is going on. So scroll down. I did this. One more scroll down. I did this. Okay. And here I want to create a condition if this scroll down has happened, whether the text is available or not. So this Selenium is I want to see that which I said. So this one I select and right click. You see that Selenium ID. Here you can add assert. You can see I told you assert store. There's one new got added. Verify, wait for. These are the assertions. So assert for what? Assert for text or value, whatever you want to do. Assert for text. Okay, assert for text. Okay, this text, and then after that you will stop the recording. Done. So whatever you did, it got recorded. You see, he opened the website. Okay, then set the window size. I just drag it a little bit here, and then click here, and then assert text in this one. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now this is recorded. I'll just save this project. Anywhere I'll just save it, and done. That's all. So like this, there's one test case created. Like that, you'll have to create multiple test cases. Okay. Now if I want to run it, then what to do? So here, run it. See here, and you see that my test last window, this is completed successfully. The test passes. Assertion is also pass. If you see that here, this assertion is okay. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just play the trick. Instead of 15 years, let's say the website should be having 16 years. Understood?
Yes, sir.
And then save it and then run it. Test got completed, but your assertion got failed
Fail.
because you have actual value 15 years, but you gave 16 years. That means
Oh,
this test is passed. That means website is not in a right condition.
okay.
Got it? So this
Yes.
is your one part of it, which I was talking about. Let me close this. ID. Did you understand that what is ID now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next thing is a web driver. Okay. Web driver. So see, this method which I showed you, ID, it's a good method, but using this you cannot do lots of customizations and stuff like that, and you cannot write lots of program. So you have to use a web driver. What is web driver then? So very simple flow I'm telling you. Understand that. So you don't don't do this. Don't use ID. This is good for learning purpose of Selenium. But we use code. Write a code. I'm just putting in a flow so you'll understand in easy way. Write a code. Now what code? So you can write a code. Let me show you documentations, and here you can write a code in uh, language. Multiple language supports are there. Okay, just a second. Huh. So unfortunately it's not there. So support. language. Huh? So you can write a code in this language. I told you, right? So you can Selenium supports multiple language all. So here you can write a code in JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Java, Kotlin, and C Sharp. So you can write a code, and this code you can do what? So you can send it to what? Send it to multiple drivers. So because here you have to write each driver, you have to have a different record the sessions and stuff like that. So you can write a code here and send to driver. Driver means web driver. Let me write it. Web driver. Now the driver will send this code to browser. See, automated browser, and browser will do the testing. Okay, whatever I did now here, assertion or whatever it is, it will do the testing. So this web driver you have for IE also, or you can say now it's Edge, right? Edge. You have Chrome also, and Firefox also is there.
Okay,
So what you have to do? First, you write a code,
correct.
and then code you send it to driver, web driver. These are the web driver available. I'll show you this, and this web driver will send this code to browser, and browser do the testing on behalf of you and get you the results. So like that, you write a one code or 100 code is up to you. It's very easy, right? You can run in automated way this code, CI/CD way, correct now? See, for this you need a interaction, UI interaction, but this you can do through the CI/CD. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So now, how do you write a code? So for that, again, I just said, right, you have to know these are the languages. But right now, I'm focusing on Java. So let's get started. So here, what I'll do, this is the log. I'll clear this log. So where is the clear button? Here it is. So let's go to the test, and here this is the one. Hmm. So now what to do? I have only one test cases, and I want to write a code. I want to write a code, but I don't know the Java language or C sharp or something like that. So what to do? So I'll teach you one trick which you can use it for the IDs. Though you can write a direct code actually, but you can write through IDs also. So right click here, and do you see export button?
Yes, sir.
So click on this. There's only one test case. Like that, you'll have hundreds of test cases.
Correct.
Export, and here you have C sharp, Java with JUnit, JavaScript, and Python, Ruby, and all stuff like that. Okay, so what to do? I just default Java, export it, and let me show you this code. See, this is the Java code. Here it is. And where is Java? Here. You, without writing a code, you got the code. This is the Java code to test. See here, look at this. These are all the libraries required for running this Selenium Java. So how to download all these library, I'll teach you. And if you see that here, there's one class, check Rajesh Kumar XYZ, whatever it is. And if you see that here, very simple way, just look at this driver. So driver is object here. This is the new object. Which driver? Firefox driver. I told you, right? Driver, you have multiple types: Firefox,
Yes.
Chrome, and Edge. So this is the driver, and it's a new driver. And here you are driver.get is a method. So get means opening this website. After that, manage means resizing the pages, and then finding the element, all this click of element, and then here asserting that's pretty long code whatever you have on the website. See here, correct? Total 16 years of experience. Understood? So this is
Mhm.
a code actually you have to write it. So if you are in automation testing team, you'll have to write this kind of code for every pages, and sometime login pages, sometime this pages, sometime that pages.
Okay.
Understood? So this is the code. You got it, free code. If you understand the Java, you can use it. So
Yes.
now what to do? So first thing what I have to do, I have to write a code. Do I have a code? Let me
Yes.
show you my setup one by one, so you'll understand easy way. C tools Selenium. Where is the Selenium? Here. This is my setup for the demo like this. So where is the code? Here it is a code. So there is one code which I'm showing you, which, example one dot Java. See here, this is the code. Now what we are doing? So in this code, if you look at this, some of the libraries what we needed, it's there. Okay. In this code, there are so many libraries are added. That's it's okay. I don't need it right now. So this is Java. This is the one code example, uh, one dot Java. And here, if you see the driver, new Firefox driver, correct? Now this
Mm-hmm.
location, so location for driver is where? So what I did, I see this driver you have to download, web driver. How do you download? Just put it in the Google, web driver. There is no one location actually. Okay, so you have to download. So you have to say Firefox, right? Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. So here, this is the locations for Mozilla Firefox. This is the Selenium locations. Oh no, here it is. So you have to download. Still, I'm not getting it. That's not right page actually. Here it is. So this is called Gecko driver. Okay, this is the real path. So if you read that page also, it will redirect somehow here. So come to this place, and this is the driver. So you just download the driver and keep it at one place. So what I did, I'll show you this. So go to driver here, and here Firefox driver. This is the one which I downloaded, and this is the same path I put it in the C. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, so I got the driver. That is the, see, I got a code also. I got a driver also, and driver will call browser. So that is not my headache. The browser has to be installed in a machine. So now what you are doing here? So there is a variable. Look at this here. So variable is, there's a base URL DevOps and you are expecting the title, which is this one title. So let me open up the website. You'll understand this. This is another website. And here, what is the title for this page? Let me open up. So title for this page is uh, here. This is the home. This is the title. Okay, you are expecting
Mm,
this title, but the title I'm expecting is homes SSS multiple. Okay,
correct.
and actual title, there is one variable, empty variable. Okay, so now if you see that same code, driver.get is instead of hard coding variable, and actual title, you are getting the title. Get title is a function, and is storing in this actual title. Now here you got expected title, and through the get title you got actual title. Got it? Now
Yes,
here
sir.
you are putting a condition, if actual title is equal to expected title or not. If it is, then test pass. If not, then test failed. Simple. Got it?
Okay. Yes.
So this is the code I wrote, one for just for the demo, and then you can use it. Comfortable with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you got a code here. We got a driver also. I set it in the code itself, and browser anyways in my laptop installed, and the logic is already done. I'm expecting homes. That means by default, the reality is it is home, but I'm expecting homes, something like that. So
It
this
should.
test will fail anyways. So that is, and then here you're closing the drive browser. If you don't close it, it will be a problem for you. You're consuming lots of CPU and lots of RAM. Okay, so what to do now? So this is the code I have written. Now go to the code. Let me show you. and this code you have to compile it, because you know the Java is a compiled language. You have to compile to run it. So
Correct.
let me do that. So this compilation manually I'm doing it. So this is the code. Okay. So now if you see that this is the code to compile. See this Java. Now what is the file name? Java. Now what you are adding here, this is all the libraries for the Selenium. What is this library? So when you write the code, you might have noticed these are the classes you are using. These are the classes you are importing it. So for that, these classes should be somewhere, right? So this, we call it a client library, Java client library. Where to download? So this download from the Selenium website. Go to the download sections, and this client library is a great no. Here, Selenium client libraries for the language specific. So this is one you'll download. Okay, this one, and you'll download and keep it at some place. So what I did, I keep it at here. This is the file. Okay, so these are
Okay.
all the jar files and all. So if you don't have these jar files, then this code will not be interpolated. Then compilation failure will be there. So this client library is required. So this client library's path, I put it up one and then two locations I have. So CP means class path. This is the way. By the way, in Maven, how do you set the dependencies in the class path? How do you do that?
You have to provide the Maven location.
In Maven, there is one file which is called pom.xml. Inside the
Yes.
pom.xml, you have a dependencies. Remember that?
Correct. Yes.
Same thing I'm doing through command line now. Earlier I showed you Maven, now through the command line. CP class
Uh,
path. Got it?
yes, sir.
So here I'm hard coding in the C drive, but Maven has a built-in repository which is .m2 repository. Remember? That is where
Yes,
they
sir.
download everything.
Correct.
Yeah. So same thing I'm doing. So just my machine has a Java install, so everything should work. So go to the code, open up a command line, and there is a old file which is X class. I'll just delete this. Huh, and run this. All this is set, so it should create a class file. Done. And here it is a class file. You can see done. Now what to do? Now I'll run this class file. Then only test cases will run. So for that, what to do? Java. Remember, I'm showing you very odd manual way. Java to compile, Java to run. Remember in Maven also, you will Maven compile, Maven run. If you do, you will get that application running also.
Correct.
So this is the example. This is a class file. So you're running it. This is the class method name example one dot. So same code and enter. So this will open the website. Why is not hitting? I click on So this will website the DevOps trainer.in, and see the test will fail. Just wait for it. So it will call the web driver will call browser and all that.
You don't need to provide the extension example one dot class.
Are not needed actually. It's little slow.
Do we have chef included uh, in our training, sir?
Section. No, chef is not included, but you have the content in LMS. You can check this out.
Okay.
It's taking too much time. Let's pause the record. Okay, no, I'll not pause because it happened very fast. See here. So now it will open up your browser. It takes some time, and see. Wait for a second. See, this is browsing happening. Now DevOpsTrainer.in will be loaded. See loaded, and then Selenis will be captured. That all the and now you see that This you have to get a little bit of habit of it. Okay, this port and all you will get slowly, but somewhere here you see.
Test failed.
Yeah. Okay, that means this is a test failed. Why test failed? Because I was expecting homes, but I was having in reality, which
Home.
I showed you last time also,
Home.
some home. So now I'll match this and see that test is passing or not. So copy, paste it. I'll have to compile one more time the code. Java
Yeah.
is a compiled language,
Create the new code, right? Yes.
and now I'm running one more time. Keyword is not working somehow. Yeah. So I just did it. Just wait for second time. This time my test should pass.
Right. It says console error.
That's you can ignore it for time. Done. Okay. And here, can you go up a little bit? See,
Yes.
got it?
Yes, sir.
Test passed. So like this, you will write thousands of test cases in reality. I mean, not you. Someone will write who's a test engineer. So now you
Okay.
understood this. What is this Selenium WebDriver?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now third problem is grid. So grid, I will only talk about it. I'll not show you the demo, but you need to understand this. What is grid? So see, in this method, web driver method, you can write a thousands of code, and you should run through not through. See, I showed you the command line to run it, but in actual, what will happen? You'll run through Maven or Gradle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and are you understanding? You'll run through Maven and Gradle.
Yes, sir.
All the test cases will be. Now the question is, there is a problem in this WebDriver. So the problem is, uh, I'll put it in this way. Let's say thousands of test cases you have, and each test case is taking 1 minute. And if you're running in one machines, okay, you're running in one machines, so it will take 1,000 minutes. Correct now?
Correct.
One server, I'll put it up. And same time, the situation is something like this. They're asking you to run in the first expectation objective. They want you to run in Windows and Chrome browser, CHRO, Chrome browser, and Mozilla browser, Mozilla, and then Edge. So, and then asking you same test cases to run in Linux also, Ubuntu or something. And third situation, they're asking, hey, can you run in the Mac also, because our website will be used in the Mac also, how it will behave.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, you have to have a setup all this thing, right? And then
Correct.
last expectations is, they'll say, hey, 1,000 minutes, I'll get a heart attack for the release. It's not
Correct.
good for the CI/CD. I want to get it done in 10 minutes,
Correct.
only in 10 minutes. So how do you do that? So that is where orchestration required actually. What is orchestration? It's very simple thing, I'll tell you. So what you need to do, understand this. I'll just help you. All the code, mind it here. And I need to draw a picture actually. Huh. So all the code, this is the one. You have 100 of code or thousands of code, I don't care. This is a code. And this code, instead of you in a WebDriver mode, which you are running one to one, see, sending to WebDriver, then browser, and then testing will happen. So instead of this code, you send to the server. Now this server is one component. We call it a grid also. This is a server. Okay. So server means grid. I told you this is the grid. Now, where do you find this application? We have to run it that applications. So if you go to the Selenium, somewhere in download page. You see here, here's a grid. This you
Correct.
can download. Okay, this I'll show you in the reality also. The code I have it. I don't want to show you because it consumes a little bit of time to get it. This is the server. This is the grid software. You can call it server or grid.
Okay.
Okay. So now theoretically I'm saying, so you have to send this code to the server. That means this jar file you need to run it as a server. Now server will send this code to node 1, which is in Windows, and a node 2, which is in Linux, and a node 3, which is again in Windows. Node 4 again is in Mac. Now this, what is this? So this is the pool actually of the node. So earlier it was just one machine. Now it's you have a pool where you'll have to register at a server. Now you'll say, okay, how do you create this node? So for node and server, this is the executable actually. I repeat, for the node itself and for server itself, it's the same executable. No multiple executable. Now you'll say,
Okay.
how do you run this server? So some command I'll show you just to make it comfortable. The command, if you run this one, it become a server. And the command, if you run like this one, then it'll become a node. Okay, this is the node role, same jar hub. Make sense? Yeah.
No, can you?
So now, so here when I say that when you run this jar file with the hub parameter, it will
Uh-huh.
create a server instance. When you
Okay.
create a jar file with a node parameter, then it will create a node instance.
Okay.
Okay, so now what will happen? See that the fundamental. There is a server, which call it a grid also, and server is registered with a multiple Windows node and multiple Linux node and stuff like that. Now what will happen? You don't see here in this code, if you see that I'm sending this code to the web driver, correct now?
Correct.
But here I'm not sending this code to the web driver, I'm sending to the server itself. And
Correct.
this server will have web driver and this web driver to browser, and this is what will happen. Now all the code you send to the server, thousands of code, and this server will send all this code to the pool of the node, whichever is available, and this parallel testing will happen. And then response will be stored at one place at server and you can view it. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is your things? So if someone will say, hey, we need to integrate Selenium with Jenkins, then you need to locate that in if they're using the server, then you need to say, hey, okay, fine, all this you need to know server concept, you have to register. They will do that, but you should know server have a node concept and this one. So code you will send to the server, server will send to the all the pool of the nodes, node will have a web driver installed as per the programming language, I mean as per the browser, and then testing will happen. So here if you see that this code I'm sending to the this web driver, but I'll show you that this the code which you need to send to grid. The same code, see here, same code, almost same code, but here you are sending to the grid. This is the grid address.
Yes, sir. Hub,
Got it?
right? Yeah. Yeah.
So the moment you run the grid, this is the IP address, this is the port number default one.
Okay.
So
14444. Okay.
yeah, okay. So this is something which you have to practice. Two things you practice. Third thing you understand at the high level, and then it will help you with Jenkins configurations and all.
Okay,
Any
sir.
questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so next sessions which will have a tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll learn JMeter. Okay.